Hello, Suzanne Kellner-Zinck here from Donna Vision's Hypnosis to explain what it takes to mental health issues. Because sadly, some people are never there, and others think they're there, but they're not really willing to do what they need to do. So let me explain something interesting here. There are some folks who want to know why what happened to them, and they will search the internet endlessly looking for causes. Some of them will be smart enough to figure out a diagnosis that may fit themselves or some others. But the reality is that a diagnosis doesn't matter. What matters is what attracted the situation into your life. And generally, that goes back to when a person is really young and they learn how to behave in a way that feels safer for them. Their inner child will develop it to keep them safe in the environment in which they are living in most cases. So this could look like abuse or neglect, or maybe the child wasn't really abused or neglected, but they felt that way because very young children can't really perceive another one person's, shall we say, perception of things or the situation that they were in. At the time, there's no way for young kids to do that. Their prefrontal cortex is not developed enough to be able to do these things yet. They can't reason, they can't analyze, and they can't rationalize. So everything runs around themselves, which is quite normal up until the age of 7 when they start learning how to share. But still, analysis doesn't really come until about the teenage years. So we have to keep this in mind when we're thinking about where we're at in our growth process in terms of our mental and emotional capabilities at whatever given age. I had an interaction with an interesting woman through Alignable. We went back and forth a few times, and I was just really just explaining to her the kind of work that I do because that's what we do there. And for whatever reason, she thought that I wanted to work with her. Wrong. I didn't want to work with her because she wasn't ready. She kept saying she wasn't ready. Here's a 70-year-old woman who is not ready to confront whatever she feels the demons are in her past to heal. And there's nothing on God's green earth that will allow me to help a person who's not ready to confront their stuff to do the work. Because intellectualizing it, which is another problem that a lot of people have, they'll go into psychotherapy and they'll just continuously talk about what happened endlessly, and actually that makes things worse because you're not healing it. You're just talking about it so that it's reinvigorating the negative energy in your brain. It's really, really awful. So what needs to happen is you need to be willing to confront situations and work through them. Now with hypnosis, the cool thing is that we can do it in your subconscious mind. So that's in the area of the amygdala where your emotions reside, and your hippocampus where your very imperfect memories reside. Because as I just explained to you, depending on the age when this has happened, and even as an adult, we get so much information coming into our conscious mind, we're going to distort a lot of our memories anyway. So we work in that area of the brain, but what I do is I actually bring my clients into their higher conscious or superconscious, as some hypnotists call it. And it's really like Carl Jung's collective unconscious. They're divine. So if they call it God, Jesus, Allah, creator, universe, nature, it doesn't matter, whatever it is. It's a very simple suggestion. Count of 10 they'll be with their divine, whatever name they gave it. And we're able to get their subconscious mind, which created all these defense mechanisms, out of the way so we can help them to heal very quickly and easily in this fashion. And the other beautiful thing about hypnosis is that if you're in an altered state, which is what hypnosis is, right? It's an altered state. Even if a person gets angry or they get really sad, by the time they are taken out of the hypnotic trance state, they're feeling lighter and brighter because they're no longer in that altered state. So it works really, really beautifully. In fact, most people don't end up having negative, what we would call abreactions in hypnosis terms, but some people do. And other times people just sort of laugh at themselves for having come up with these situations from when they were really young children, not really recognizing how these things were really controlling their lives and holding them back from a lot of the things that they were doing. So it's a lot easier than people make it out to be, but you can't know that if you're not willing to actually do the work. So that is what I wanted to share with you in today's video. I trust that you learned something important. And if you're putting off getting mental health work, stop. In the description below, there's a calendar that you can use to make an appointment, a video call, so we can see if you're a good match with both the things that I work with, usually emotional traumas and mental health issues in my case, and if our personalities click, because I'm not for everybody. I do hold people accountable to do what they need to do their healing. And some people don't want to do that. They just want to whine and cry about their problems. I'm not for you if that's who you are. I'm here for the people who are able to tell their story once, allow me to make a treatment plan based on that and help them heal as quickly and effectively as they are willing to do it. Because honestly, all I can do is facilitate it. It's up to the client to actually do the work. Thanks so much for spending your time with me. Until next time. Bye-bye.